Welcome to 5 and 5 from the One Stop Co-op Shop, where I review 5 key elements of a game in about 5 minutes. I'm Michael Kelly, and today I'm looking at an old standard, Robinson Crusoe. No disclaimer on this one, I bought the copy myself. I recently covered Frostpunk on the channel and said it was better than Robinson Crusoe, but honestly I hadn't played RC in quite a while, so was my statement true? Let's find out and get to the list. I'm going to start out with a mix at number 5, focusing on the different player counts you can use in the game and also the cooperative play. And on the positive side, I think it's really cool how the game changes based on the number of players. On the lower end, food and morale are barely a problem, but you have to really carefully choose your limited actions. Whereas with a ton of players, you can get a whole lot done, get a ton of inventions made, but just keeping everybody fed and alive can be a nightmare. But on the negative side, cooperative play for this one is going to be a bit iffy depending on your group, because while you each have your own character with their own special abilities, the way you place actions out has no mystery. There's no way to mitigate alpha player here, and you don't even necessarily feel like you own an action because you'll often be doing them together, so it hasn't been a great cooperative experience for me some of the time. If I have a group that likes discussing things, then it might work fine, but otherwise no. But I'm up to a full pro for my number 4, and that's the scenario variety that comes in the base game. Because you have a whole bunch of these sheets, and they will change up what different symbols and icons on the board and the event cards mean. They'll change what resources and inventions and actions are most and least valuable, and they each offer their own fun little twist on the basic survival formula. My only real knock against them is that because they make certain actions more or less valuable, the difficulty can be fairly swingy based on which characters and inventions you have in play. My number 3 is also a pro, and that's the great feeling of ramping up each game tends to have. On the one hand, you have the difficulty worsening. The weather gets worse, parts of the island become inaccessible, but then on the other side is your own increasing power, as you get cool inventions, gain more actions, get better shelter, get better food production, and the race between these two, trying to barely stay ahead of the curve, trying to keep your whole group alive, can be a ton of fun and very, very tense. And a big source of that tension, as well as a lot of emergent narrative, are the event cards and the encounter cards you can have. Every turn you draw a new event card, and besides having some fun narrative, they give you an either-or choice of spending some actions to resolve it, or letting something terrible happen. And there are so many of these cards, and they have such great variety that it really gives each game its own unique personality. And then you have the encounter cards that can get seeded into the event deck. And when I first played this game years ago, I was blown away by the originality and uniqueness of this mechanic, because you'll have an immediate effect, and you'll be able to see at the bottom what's going to happen when this card comes back up later, but you don't know when it will happen. A tiger will hunt you again, poison will creep up again. So many cool things that give you the chance to prepare because you have the knowledge they're coming, but the tension of not knowing when, it's just so fun and unique and adds to the feel of a living world you're surviving in. But I am going down to a mix for my final point, and that's the core action placement mechanic of the game. On the positive side, this is a very tense worker placement-ish system, where you never have enough actions to do everything you need to, and the choice of which ones to do, and whether to put 2 tokens or 1 on there to either guarantee success or leave some chance of failure. It's really great and challenges you to eke out your survival as best you can. The only reason it's a mix for me is the action dice, and the chance to completely fail an action. And look, I get it, I think I'm being maybe unfair to the game, because they do mitigate it, they give you some tokens to give you special powers later when you fail, and failure isn't that common, and it's your choice if you use 2 tokens or 1 and take the chance. But you just have so few actions on a turn and so few turns in a game that when the luck is not on your side and you fail 2 actions in a turn and basically feel like you've wasted your entire turn, it's a really negative feeling. And again, this might just be a personal thing, but it has never sat well for me in any of my plays of this game. So overall, yes, Robinson Crusoe is a classic for a reason. It has such great scenario variety, such amazing tension, such fun, unique mechanics with the event and encounter cards. But for me personally, I don't think it's ever going to be a top game because I don't like the co-op play that much, and I really hate those core action dice. And at least at the moment, from what I've played, yeah, I think I like Frostpunk better. If you want to see the game in action with another great Colin playthrough, click the link that just popped up. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.